I like it. What is this? Delete. I set my desktop to show everything gigantic, so when I do foolishly save something to it, I can quickly delete it. I do not like having icons on my desktop. I don't know why. Who knows? I want to play Infinity, and I can't. That makes me sad. What to do? The Lorecast should be on. Oh, literally just started up. So I guess we'll have that to listen to. They saw me go live and they're like, "Oh, if he's gonna watch party it, we better go live ourselves." Man, something with my stock ticker broke. It goes like so slow now. I wonder. Oh, I don't think a frame FPS would change that, right? No, it did not. Unfortunately, I'm not making it to the Toronto CCQ. Oh, get out of here, Robin Hood. I wanted to kind of go. I would have gone if I didn't get lucky enough to qualify in Richmond. I definitely would have gone. I definitely think I would be spending money to go to the CCQs. I'm lucky enough to have some money to do that with from playing Lorcana. I don't know, had I not... I don't know, like, I feel like I had a really good Season 1. And I kind of use that as an excuse to push myself to travel more. Where it's just like, I know I can do well, so like the percentages for me are a little better. Like when you can tell yourself, I'm 50% to win a Let It Go at least, like it's easy to be like, well, I'll obviously pay for itself. And then you have 2 bad runs and you're like, I'll never travel again. So you definitely have to...
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Lorecast. I'm very excited to be here. I am Greg Tito, Director of Communications, here for Disney Lorcana, TCG. Oh, you got that one almost like stayed in the lens. What if you got it and actually like did like a stall and
have to
stayed
get
in
up
there?
and like take it out of there.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, hi JDZ, good to see you.
It's good to be back, Mr. Greg Tito. Thanks for having me again on another rousing episode of the Lorecast. I'm so excited to be here again, as every week. It's a good time.
It's a good time. We talk about things when we got a lot of fun things to talk about today. Non-stop news. Oh, maybe that's overselling it too much. We've got some stuff. There's some stuff in the news, but there is a lot for us to go over.
But more importantly, there is a special guest joining us today, from the Great Illuminary again.
Let's call him in.
It's gonna be.
It's me.
Hey everyone, nice to be back.
There he is. Good to see you. We can actually see you.
Yo.
And the audio's working. I'm with people this time. It's an amazing experience in 2026. So
it is amazing. Now I'm just checking the chat to make sure that they actually can hear you, but it looks like it's here. Can you just see me and not JDZ though? Is that?
I can just see you right now. Yep, we're doing this.
Oh,
I see JD.
Look at
Greg.
Look at the cooking over there.
Rochelle has got it going on. Look at that.
Maybe?
Yeah, right.
A little pass the ball kind of thing. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, right.
Hey, the kid pulls one out
Let's
too.
see if we can switch when we do the
way.
throw.
Oh,
not quite. Okay, we'll practice that throughout the entire Lorecast. But Coop, we are so excited to have you back on. And to kick things off, we're going to talk about something very, very exciting for everyone
Surprise
who
DLC?
may be participating in events that use the Infinity constructed format.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
a band.
Yeah, we have some amazing Infinity
Flaversham
constructed
is
events
banned.
coming up with Dortmund and Indianapolis for our challenge events in North America and Europe.
Get outta
As well as
here,
some CCQs that are going to
Flaversham.
be hosting the Infinity format. So this is going to be a
Bruh,
major impact
ICL next
to
week.
those tournaments and rules for those tournaments,
Is
as we
Infinity.
have banned Hiram Flaversham Toymaker
right.
from the Infinity constructed card pool. So as you can see from the letter here from Steve Warner, we're continuing to take a look at this format and evaluate the health of the format. We really want to continue supporting Infinity Constructed, as you can see by the CCQs and challenge events that we have spinning up, not only in North America and Europe, but globally. And we'll continue to monitor this. With your feedback is very important over the next couple months on if we need to make any additional adjustments. But for right now, we think this is the best course of action for the health of the format.
I think you
I
are
like
correct.
it.
A lot of folks have been talking about how this would affect this format. And with those two big events coming up, as we said, both Indianapolis and Dortmund, with the main events being Infinity constructed, we wanted to make sure fans had enough time to think about and prepare and practice and get everything going for those events in June, with the idea that they won't have to potentially get up against Hiram Toymaker.
Yeah, Hiram has created a lot of problematic, play patterns and things of that sort. I personally would have liked to see it wait a little bit longer to get more information, because maybe there's a world where we didn't need it, but I will trust in Steve Warner. I will trust in the game design team, as they have probably put in the research. And I know there's a 50-50 split on people who like it, people who enjoy it. The card is very powerful, and he has created some issues in core before. So maybe trying it without him, but I personally would like to see a little bit more time. But I think this might be the better way to go about it. You have to trust the process and see how it works out. But RIP Hiram, man, the first card to be banned twice.
Twice. He's got a double ban, as someone was saying in the chat. And apologies to, I think, folks in there that might have been excited about it. I think I did see Ninja Hartley get upset that was going to not be a part of the format. But, we like to make sure that we have it be as healthy as possible. And we just think this is the best moment to do so. And as Coop said, we'll be making sure to be monitoring all of this throughout those events and see what other adjustments are necessary.
I think that's important too. And I know there's just a lot of Sapphire players in the community. A lot of people were trying to get back to Hiram. Personally, I thought it was always a popsicle thing for me. But Hiram just being that guy who's, always going to be the issue because of how apparent he is when he's doing his thing. So put him on the ban list, give him a shot, seeing if we can shake up that Infinity meta. Maybe these Sapphire players will have to get back into their kit bag and try some new things out without this guy again. They have done it before. They proved they can be creative. So maybe that can be a nice course of action. And maybe it opens up more strategies for the Infinity format without this character being part of it.
Right, and that's exactly what Steve Warner says here, right? So check out, obviously this is displayed on the screen right now. But that text is also printed on the article that announces this, that is live on DisneyLorcana.com right now. I linked that earlier in the chat, and I'll throw it in here again just to make sure everyone gets to see that, and they can read it at their leisure. But, what he says here, just that it creates an insurmountable resource gap, and those are words that you just don't want to have when you are about to go into a competitive event. So.
Insurmountable is a really cool word.
Insurmountable.
That's a powerful word.
Yeah, and just for everyone out there, please continue to give us your feedback as well through the various means here on the Lorecast and the Twitch chat, through our official Discord, discord.gg/DisneyLorcana. This will be incredibly helpful for us to understand how we make these adjustments in the future. So we really appreciate all the feedback you've given so far, and we'll make future adjustments if necessary.
That is a really good point, Coop, and maybe we can get that Discord link one more time. How do you say that?
Really dig
I think it's discord.gg/DisneyLorcana.
He's got it.
I played
formats. I still can't get it
Nailed
right.
it.
Had a
Coop
band
comes in
right
from the great
Nailed it.
Gets
Not a fun
right out of the
experience.
gate.
I know. I
Like,
keep giving side eye to
some-
Rochelle because she wants to jump
especially
in. She
people who
wants
only play
to,
one
but she's
deck.
not doing it. Not this time.
And don't play a bunch.
She's saving that for later, which I understand
This will
and
give
makes tons of
time
sense.
for people
Sweet.
to try to
Well,
find
seeing
anything.
lots of discussion in the chat here, both good and bad, and that is fantastic.
Oh,
but
I don't even
as
wanna
Coop
look
said,
at their chat.
we can continue that.
I bet their chat
I
is
want to make
so
sure that
bad.
those all lines are open. We are listening to what people have to say.
For sure, and I wanted to ask. I mean, maybe is there a world, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a world where you could see in the future anything is possible if we determine that, hey, this guy might not be a problem? Could you see a world where this can come back potentially, or maybe more cards can get added to it? Is that something you can foresee? I don't want to put you on the spot, but is that something you can foresee happening? Maybe.
No, it's a good question. I think with us always evaluating and taking feedback as the format continues to grow, more sets get added to Infinity Constructed. Nothing is off the table, right? But we also want to make sure that we're very intentional with all of our decisions around removing or adding a card back into the card pool. So we'll take those decisions as they come, and of course, be very communicative with our community on those decisions. But we also want to make sure that our players understand that they can expect a level of stability when we make these decisions. We don't want to be whiplashing back and forth. So if we do make a change, it will be for the reason of making the format healthier as opposed to just making a change to make a change.
I like that. And then someone in chat just says, "Let it die, man. This is a win."
Yeah, I can see both sides of it, because I know as a Sapphire player, especially Sapphire Steel player, shout out to the Sapphire Steel community, shout out to all the Sapphire players. They were just so excited to get this character back and to lose him again in Infinity. I know they're sad.
That feels.
But everybody else is like celebrating. You know what I'm saying? Like the house drops on a particular witch in a particular movie, and the particular character we're celebrating. That's kind of what everyone else is doing. But there is a very loud vocal community of Sapphire players who are going to be hurt by this, and I don't want to diminish their emotions, because I know people can get kind of attached to the cards that they play and the character they use and things they are attached to. So I don't want to make fun of them or make light of that situation, but I mean, it might be time to just get back into the bag and try.
I get that. Yeah, no, totally. And I mean, this is never a situation that you want to have in a game like this too much, where there's lots and lots of bans. It looks like we're in 2.5 years here of Disney Lorcana, we've only done this with a very small handful of cards, right? So I think that speaks to the health of this game, but also you want to make sure that people aren't penalized for not playing this thing, which is I think where it was starting to go with Hiram, right? Like you would see decks that if you're like, well, if you're not running with Sapphire and an item deck, then what are you doing, right? You're out of luck. And I think it's exactly what Steve says here, right? Like we want to make sure that this encourages a more diverse meta out there with lots of different strategies that could be viable, especially in Infinity Constructed with a much bigger pool of cards available to them. So yeah. We're seeing where it goes, and always listening with our ears to the grindstone. That's not how the phrase goes.
I like that. Ears to the
grindstone. Don't put your ears in the grindstone.
Your mouse ear. Put your mouse ears toward the grindstone. I think that works. I think that's very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm coining it now. That's a phrase that we will use alongside all of our other catchphrases.
Maybe get Greg in there when you're talking to your legal fees. Hey, he told me to put my ear to the grindstone, and now I'm sitting here earless.
Don't eat these snowballs. We've been trying to tell you, JDZ. Do not eat them. They are not good for consumption.
No.
All right. Well, obviously there will be more discussions about this happening throughout the next few weeks. And again, we are listening to all of them, and we'll be hearing everything as we go forward. But that's not all of the fun stuff that we have to go over with Coop here. Coop, what do you have to tell us about more fun stuff?
Yeah, so sticking on the Infinity Constructed train, we do have 2 events coming up. The first being Dortmund in early June. We have that event coming up, and you still have a chance to walk away with a championship invite for Europe, or maybe even a world championship invite if you get that first place win at the event, with tickets still being available for main event and attendees. So be sure to get in there, grab your tickets, and again, who knows, you might become a world champion if you win, right? So what's the hurt? Reminder for this as well that VIP and premium packages will go on sale this weekend at 6 p.m. Central European time. We are continuing the VIP kind of packages, and I know, speaking from Ghent and Greg, you've talked a lot about this. I think that's a really special kind of area that we've created for the players who are able to get it. So we're really looking forward to continuing that package moving into Dortmund.
Dude, I think
that's awesome. Yeah, and those
10
go on
times
sale
better
tomorrow.
to want to go
2 days from now.
To play in the
Saturday,
first
March 28th at
Infinity
6 p.m.
CCQ
Central
with
European
Flaversham
time. Make sure that
I
if
think
you
is actually
are looking
the best
at getting
time
those
to do
VIP
it.
tickets, there's only 100
Because,
of those available.
Almost anything could be
400 of the
good,
premium
right?
packages available.
It's not
so
gonna be
those will go
solved
relatively
yet.
fast, as many of the folks that I spoke to in the VIP area at Ghent, they couldn't imagine going to a challenge
just need
without it. So there is a
build your
lot
deck
of
knowing that
demand, I think, for that. So make sure you mark your
Diablo is
calendars
one
and
of the
see if you
best
can make
things you
sure
could be doing
that
right now.
those tickets go through.
Because
and shout out to Fanfinity, who's been doing a fantastic
Diablo
job
decks
of
were basically
making sure
being
that those
held in
ticket
check
sales
by
get
Blue
as
Steel.
equitable as possible.
Yeah,
So-
that experience
And
was
so, like-
really incredible for the EU and NA championship
But-
tickets that went on sale this past weekend.
I'm worried
a lot
that
of
they're gonna
players
ban
really enjoyed the
Diablo.
queuing system that was
Makes me
available,
so
so you can
sad.
come to expect
I
very
mean, I would
similar sort
maybe
of
play Emerald Steel
systems
without
when we
Diablo,
go on
so,
sale with these
like,
tickets this
Ursula
weekend.
3 might be enough for
In
me.
addition, we also have this weekend going on sale side events for the
Yes.
Infinity Constructed event
the side.
over in Dortmund. So a little bit of a change from what
But
players
the
were
way
used
that
to
they've
from the
been doing
previous
this
two
ban, I
events.
think,
We
means that
ran a
there's
lot of
a
Infinity
good
constructed
chance
side events
that
because the main
they're
event was
gonna
core
ban
constructed.
another card
Well,
if it
now
looks
heading into
vicious.
the Infinity
And,
constructed
you know,
event,
ICL's
we're now going to be
Infinity.
swapping a lot of
It's,
those
like,
side
perfect
events over
timing to
to
get,
core
an
constructed,
example
so
of
that
what's
way
gonna
players
happen,
can kind of
'cause that's
play
gonna
with
be
both
it's
formats at
impact
the
immediately,
event
they say.
and really
So
tailor
we're
their
gonna
experience to what
change
kind of
that for the
format they
ICL.
enjoy most.
So I
So this
already
will
posted
be the
something
way
in
that you
the-
earn your foil Mulan
the
promo card
thing.
from
I'm
a
gonna
side
make an
event if you're
announcement about it
interested
as
in
well,
that. And then, of course, we
I'm
have
sure
a
most
brand new
people are
side
gonna know
event
about
that's
this right
popping
away.
up, which will be a way to get your Simba or Mulan playmats outright as opposed to getting them on the prize wall. And if you buy a main event ticket, you will also receive a €25 voucher for entry into that event. So, like I said, tickets are available. Definitely snag them up, and we're
Interesting.
excited to see you out there.
That's fantastic.
really cool.
All so those are happening at the same time. The VIP tickets are
like
going
the
live,
Sunday
so people can start to
PPQ
plan out their
for
weekends
Magic
there. And I
seems
love
good.
that idea that like if a main event is Infinity constructed, then you know a focus for the side
Braden.
events is the other
Braden.
format, core constructed there, right? That
I
kinda
didn't
just
buy
makes
those
sense,
That
right?
makes a lot of
Enchanteds,
sense.
but I
think
bet
it's a
your
really
Enchanted
smart thing
Diablo
to
might
do,
go up.
because
But I
had
did.
the opportunity
I
to see the
foiled
Infinity
out
event when I was at
my,
DLC in Richmond,
my
and it was
green
super
steel
popular. A lot of
deck
people had a lot of
from
fun with the
Seattle.
Infinity tournament there, especially if you're not doing too
The
well in
cards
the
are
main core
cheap
constructed
enough, I
event.
was
You
looking.
can get out and try your luck into the Infinity format and kind of get
Oh.
a nice change of pace, because sometimes when you enter to that main event, you get
How's
quote-unquote
this?
burned
My
out
microphone
on
is
that thing
also
that you're
far
doing
away
because
from
you're putting
me.
so much reps
Now it's
into
probably
that
worse.
specific thing. You want to just mix it up, and I can almost imagine that the inverse will be true when you go grinding in preparation for the Infinity
probably-
tournament. You can just go ahead and recalibrate and play some core constructed and still have a pretty good time.
lets
for your
me
weekend.
make my
I think
mic
that's
go
a smart
louder.
idea, for the core constructed.
I have to,
like
like,
a bigger,
manually
side
change
event. It
the
almost feels
numbers.
like another
Like, doesn't let
main
the
event
knob
in
do
it.
itself. Yeah, because of the size of it usually.
You're
Yeah,
totally
it'll
right.
have 1,024 players attached to it, so plenty of space for anyone that wants to attend. And also, Wilds Unknown will be available at that time as well. So we're really looking forward to people
Right.
getting their hands on that product.
How is
That's
this?
a really
Is
important
this
distinction. Yeah, you're totally
a
right.
lot
Wilds
better,
Unknown
worse? Am I
is
too
coming
loud?
May 8th with the pre-release.
Should I go
we've
louder?
announced those dates as
I'm
well
just
as
trying
it
to
being
go one
everywhere
decibel
May 15th. So
or
every
dB, whatever it is
event
exactly
after May
standing
8th
for,
will
at a
potentially be having tons of Wilds Unknown cards. Be a
I'm
part
sure
of
once
it.
I
Something that
get
everybody's
excited.
doing. That's super cool.
Like, whew.
Good point for both of these.
Yeah.
But I wonder
But
if like the
this
foil
isn't our
sad
only
beasts I just
Infinity
bought are going to
Constructed
go
event
up in
coming
price.
We do still have a North American event to close out our season
like feeling like
for
I
the
made
regular
money
season,
when I
and that
spend
will be in
money.
Indianapolis. So we have that coming up at the end of June, and that will be a reminder that we announced last week. Tickets will be going on sale April 6th, which is a Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then today we're
Monday.
announcing
Ooh,
that
get
VIP and
got,
premium
9 to
packages will go on
5ers.
sale
Get
April
got.
20th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll be offering the same exact packages that you've been used to over
Interesting.
in Europe for North America this go around, and we'll continue to iterate and get feedback from this side of the world to understand how the value is for them.
Excellent.
What if
Yeah,
the
so
VIP
Indianapolis
package
on
comes with a
sale,
ticket?
April 6th.
So like it's
That
not an
means
upgrade.
VIP and premium packages will be available. And do you think we'll have the same
But, like,
pattern when
They
side
they
events will be
reserve a
available
certain
at that
amount of
same April
tickets,
20th?
so then like they're like secondary
time
tickets
frame,
that cost
Coop?
more.
Yeah, we'll look for side events to be available right around that same time, if not on the same date. And of course, we'll announce that a few weeks ahead of
I'm
time
gonna
on the
try to
Lorecast.
make my volume louder
And Coop,
again.
just to ask again, I did get a couple questions about this event for any, just to confirm, and I
Yeah,
know
let
the
me
answer,
know if
but
I
for
need
people
to-
who are still
to turn
asking,
that down or
this
not.
event will still be at that normal cap. We didn't get the extension like they did in Europe, correct?
That's correct. This will still be the 2,048 players for the main event, as well as up
mean,
to
it makes
venue
sense, but it's
capacity for
rough.
the attendees. We
just think they have all
unfortunately
the
weren't able to add that for this event, but similar to
Continentals
Richmond, we
invite
will also be
spots
having Friday
taken
as
out.
side events
Oh,
and
nice.
additional activities. So that's something we've changed from Milwaukee to Richmond, and we're sticking along that same sort of extra day heading into Indianapolis.
Very cool. Very cool stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like
All
that.
right, that makes sense. Ooh, a question here, and maybe we can get back to this person if we don't have that available right now. But we have been listing the VIP and premium packages in euros. Do we have pricing information for what those are for Indianapolis on April 20th in USD?
Yes, if we actually want to head to the next slides where we
Bum,
go
bum,
over as a
bum.
reminder for the
Hey,
premium
it's
and
almost like I
VIP
know.
packages,
Look at this.
we can see what these updated prices are for the adjustment from Euro to USD. So premium package, again, the same offerings. You'll get that badge, the water bottle, your choice of a play mat, as well as the non-foil Dragonfire and Let It Go cards. That will be $350 USD. Whereas the VIP packages, if we move on to that next slide, will go up to the $800 USD, and that is where you'll get both of your play mats, a premium backpack, a water bottle, and all of the additional goodies listed on the screen.
That's awesome.
That makes tons of sense. Thank you for that. Question from the chat: does this include any sales tax?
It does. This price listed here does not include any sales tax applicable to where you are located when you're purchasing them. Some states don't have sales tax, some do. There's a lot of complicated nuance there. So when you go to purchase, we'll of course make sure that you have all the appropriate taxes charged if needed.
Makes sense. All right. So this is not including tax. There may be applicable things there going forward. That's important for everybody to note. And these are awesome items, right? Like we saw this. This has been my backpack that I've been using for all of my travel for the last, 6 months. And it's a fantastic backpack. People who have been able to get their hands on it love it and are able to kind of see. And I'm starting to get those people seeing me in the airport and being like, oh, what is that? What's that from?
I need to get one, man. I need
Yeah.
to use a whole.
I need to
get
get
me a
one.
VIP.
Yeah, I haven't gotten
experience,
one,
Get me
you
one
know?
myself because I kind of want those. And again, Coop, I was telling Greg about this. The VIP experience. I've heard a lot of great things about it from the people who have been able to do it. Is this something that we're going to see going forward from all the DLCs, or is this just going to be a test for this current iteration of DLCs we have now?
No, it's certainly our intent, as we kind of talked about when we put out, we're adapting to this type of program that we do VIP and premium packages moving forward.
Yeah.
I will say that those may adapt, right, from year to year and event to event. We obviously want to continue increasing the offerings that these types of experiences can provide. And we'll, of course, communicate that and get feedback from you all through the Discord on how these experiences are playing out for you. And we'll adjust if necessary. But moving forward, we do want to continue these experiences.
All right.
Yeah,
What do we,
I mean,
for
that's
people
the
who
challenge
are
one.
not able to get one of these 100
I think
VIP
maybe-
packages.
Oh,
Those premiums are still there and still a very exciting way to get some of these items.
oh, but like
Yeah, there'll be
maybe
400
they'll
of
make
those
one that
available on
just
the
says like
premium
Disney
side,
Lorcana and doesn't say
and,
challenge on
again,
it.
if you
like
just
the
want to
same
go ahead and
thing,
get your
and
play
then they
mat,
could sell that.
you can
Yeah,
choose
like,
between the
I
Simba
think that's a
and
good
Mulan play mat
market for
there,
'em.
as well as a couple of the non-foil promo cards, the Dragonfire and Let It Go and the water bottle. So we're
Granted,
really
that would
excited
really
about the premium
drastically
packages and kind
lower
of
the
offering
price
that
of
this can do,
those.
so you can spend your time in side events, maybe earning prize tickets for different prizes than the playmat, because there's already so many good prizes on the prize wall for you all to earn. So
Maybe they
this
could.
is just a quick way to get your playmats.
Maybe they could
Excellent,
theme
right.
each DLC.
And then on top of all that fun stuff that's happening here for VIP
So,
packages
like-
and things like
or
that,
like the
Indianapolis
season,
and Dortmund
like,
are
if
going
this
to
was
have
like the season,
lots of other
and you
events
choose a
that people can
movie.
participate in,
So, like, say
similar to
Aladdin.
Ghent, right?
It's like the
Coop,
season
can
of
you talk a little bit
Jafar or
about
something like
what
that.
other
Then the
type of
book bag would
fan-centric
be like
events, might
Aladdin,
be
an
happening at
Aladdin
those two
themed
events?
Lorcana book bag.
Yeah, so if you saw some
Like,
of our
have- make
coverage
it look
for
like
Ghent,
it's
as
made
well
out
as
of,
if maybe you were there, right?
the magic
We
carpet,
added
have
some
some
additional
tassels on it, same
activities,
design as the
such as
carpet.
the fan activation area. This area includes things like Disney quizzes and button trading, where you would get the little ink buttons and be able to trade them with other players in the area. Collection quests, other side events within that area that are more family friendly, such as puzzling and kind of group puzzles. In addition, we've kind of upped our prize wall experience, so things aren't just a booth on a table that you're looking at. It's more of a walkthrough experience that you can kind of take a look at all the prizes that you're able to earn. And I'm just really proud of it. It looks super pretty. If you haven't seen it, we'll share photos at some point, I'm sure, but it looks really, really great. And then, of course, we have our amazing artists and game devs that come out to these events, and they're able to sign your cards and, of course, play a couple games of Pack Rush with you, which we're really excited about that continuing for these next two events. So, again, we're always looking to increase the offerings at our challenge events. And if you have any feedback on what we can include, please let us know so we can build that into our future plans.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that, and that really kind
I
of
don't know if I
elevated
can hear
everything
you.
that was happening at Kent. I
They
think for
should be
people
able to hear you just
you
because
know, feel
I
like
hear
they
you
had. You
through
mentioned
Brave.
they were
Cool, I
side
can
events,
hear
but there's
them.
no ticketing
I can hear
available
them.
for those kind of middle
Awesome.
areas. It's more of a
Can you see me?
in-between thing, as well as what
Here in a
families
second
and
they will.
folks who are just there.
I
to have
prefer
more
they
of a
can't,
social
'cause I'm at work.
experience at these
Okay, that's fine.
amazing
That's all right.
big events. It makes it almost
Cool.
feel like a convention vibe a little bit more, where there
All
is a
right.
meeting space and a congregating area, and then
Just give me
all
one
these
sec.
amazing activities for people
Braden's
to do,
here.
like photo booths. And
He's going to talk about
Right.
how
amazing
Flavisham needed to be
puzzles that are
banned.
there.
And it was the
It
worst
really
card
is
in
cool.
existence.
And I do just want to say we shared a bunch of photos from the event.
knows what he's actually
as
gonna
people are
say.
doing cosplay. I can't wait for more of that to happen both in Indianapolis and Dortmund. And
Um,
I'll share as much as we can.
all
of
right, I
that,
guess
and
like
that is such
my
a,
take
value
is that
add to
Hiram
so
is
much
like
of
super messed
what
up.
we do here. I get a
It's
kick
like
out of it
really
every time
great
I see
that he's not
anybody
around
that has
anymore.
created a costume and brought it to display at the event.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like,
And,
is that
we're
controversial?
more and more
Like
focused on
that card was like,
continue
I don't
with
know,
all
like
of the programming at these events.
the second or best card in that deck. I would have banned a different card, but like,
I'll take it to the next level.
I don't know.
We had a tournament this weekend at the Glimmer Games. They had a costume.
Yeah.
I think I would have banned Scrooge,
Cool.
but
So awesome.
that's just because like what my preferences for the format are.
Right now, holding down
Scrooge?
everyone at that event. They had an
Yeah,
actual
I think,
costume contest.
What? Which
It was
Scrooge?
more hype
What
than
are we
the
talking
The
about?
forecast.
tournament, I would say. So,
The forecast
there's
Scrooge.
something like that going on.
The
That's,
uninkable?
at all possible. I'll be a judge if you need.
No, the inkable one, the one that
we're always
you can
looking
exert
Oh,
4
just-
items play for free.
My favorite
Oh,
cosplay that
I
I've
was just
seen
like,
so far
what
this
are you
season
talking
is
about? But
a
yeah,
girl
okay.
had a
You would have
dress
banned that
made
instead
Yeah.
of
out
Flavisham.
Lorcana packs.
That's
It was
awesome.
just
Yeah,
it was
one second.
just
I'm gonna-
Lorcana Raptors of the pack. She had some first chapter on there, which that's fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how people continue to raise the bar moving forward.
Let's go.
We showed pictures of that amazing garment and all the time and effort that she
Infinity.
put into that. It was fantastic. And now with each set that
Band
comes out,
talk.
she's got to continue to add
Every
to
time,
it.
right? Yeah. You know you can't stop. Now
Yeah,
you gotta
right?
be expected to be.
It'll be a gala dress before you know it.
Yeah, right. It'll just keep going larger and larger. The hoops in the hoop skirt just
Can you hear
getting
me?
bigger and bigger. I
Yes.
love that. Awesome. All right. Well, not to be outdone, we have even more
Can you hear me?
news to share with you all about events that are coming up, including one that I see the slide
Apparently you
up
can't.
already here on our little monitor.
Uh-oh.
May it be displayed for you all? It may. Look at that. Check it out.
Yeah, we do have another CCQ coming up.
In
and
Florida.
I actually saw someone in the chat this morning say, CCQ in Florida when? And I know people have been asking for this for a long time.
There it is.
This will be our first CCQ in Florida. It will take place in Palm Harbor,
I
Florida.
can see, Braden, but
at
I can't hear
Warehouse
you.
51.
Or I could hear you and see, but
registration
you
is
can't
now
hear
open
me.
for that event, so be sure to scan the QR code on screen.
All right, I'm
so
back.
You can get
There
all
we
of your
go.
Can you hear me?
information on how to
Yep.
Cool.
get your spot in the event.
Sorry, I
just
understand my
announced-
car.
You can purchase
They just
Um,
announced a
yes,
CCQ
we're saying
in
forecast
Florida.
Scrooge.
All right. July.
Oh, really?
18th,
Yeah.
Palm
What format?
Harbor,
That
Florida.
is that where is
Doesn't
that
say
near?
what format.
Near-
Interesting.
Palm Harbor, Florida, July
Is that
18th.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, I might go to that.
Florida geography is
Yeah,
That's like
Palm
close
Coast.
enough.
I know, but that's not. It's not Palm Coast. This is on the other
I think it's
side.
more
This is the Tampa
central
side.
Tampa
Interesting.
side.
Yeah, near
wow.
Tampa.
Okay. It's reading good over there in Florida.
Yeah,
They
so
have a lot of
my,
strong players in that region too, so
like
I
take on
expect
Scrooge
it to
is that
Oh. Reload player. Maybe it's fixed. What is this? It's just like a random ad. Alright. What's going on? I think it's good.
Sure.
I have
This
no
place is
idea
Taco
what
Bell.
that
looks fine though.
was.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, everything looks fine.
But now the inside of a Crunchwrap slider is
Yeah,
a
that's weird.
The new crispy chicken
Fatal
Crunchwrap
UI
slider. Chipotle,
encountered.
honey
Visit
mustard,
StreamerBot's Discord server
classic.
support.
Only at Taco
Okay,
Bell.
so my StreamerBot crashed.
We don't have any.
And it almost took
here,
out
but we
what
do
felt
have
like my
interesting
whole computer.
to talk about, right, Greg?
That's right.
That's scary.
So some of
I
you
was scared.
eagle-eyed folks might have seen this already, but our partners at Disney have announced some
yeah.
things happening.
Should I go on about
at
Scrooge, or
E3
is there
this
stuff
year.
going on the screen?
And for the first time, there is going to be a CCQ event.
Hmm.
That's right, a
C-
challenge qualifier event at D23. So that's going to be super
D23
fun.
is also gonna have a
that is
CCQ.
not a ton of information we can give on that.
Oh, wow.
other than the
That's
fact
awesome.
that it will be the first invite for the next season.
It's going to be
of
the first invite for the
Lorcana.
next season, though.
I'm,
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
sorry, cool. Go ahead.
that's fine.
No, but I'm just excited.
That's probably cool.
I'm sure I was just.
I wonder
gonna say
what-
you were gonna say.
I'm
What region is
absolutely
that?
excited
Is that
about
North
it, but I'm not
America?
excited
Is that
about
always
it.
in North
I
America?
gotta figure out how I'm gonna get to
The
all these events,
regionals?
Greg.
Right.
I'm having a hard time.
I know,
I
there's-
No,
cannot
the-
not
The
go to
CCQ.
CCQ?
Is that a North
It
American
is.
CCQ or is it a?
Oh, I have no
CCQ,
idea.
like, what are we doing? How can I miss this?
I
But it's
bet
gonna be very
a
exciting. That
D23
is
would
so
be a
cool.
cool
And I
spot to like
personally, I
run
love
like an
the fact
invite
that we
only
have
worlds
the
invite.
international events at the
Mm.
Disney
You know, kind of like
Lorcana
Magic
TCG
did,
events
where
that
they
we
had like
created
right
where,
before
and I
COVID at
do
PAX
like
East,
the
they
fact that
had
we
like
have
a
a Disney Lorcana TCG
like a
Disney
50
conference where
person
those
pro
can
tour
meet. I think that's
that
really
was like
awesome.
invite
I feel like
only.
this is
I mean, was
the
it really a
DCC
pro
as well as
tour
the bigger
then?
events. And having
Or
a
like, did you have
No,
to
it was
earn
like
invites,
like
or
a,
was it just like
you
a
gotta be there.
content creator
no, it was when they
pro
were doing
player
that
thing?
esports thing where there was like a there were tiers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I don't know if
It's
you
gonna
remember
be
that.
in Anaheim.
My
Like
buddy
I
was
could
on
see,
that,
16th
actually.
this year in
yeah, I could see
Arizona
D23
area.
being.
It's going to be super fun. I can't wait for people to get more involved in that. I've linked in the chat all of the more
I
information
think we lost
that
Braden.
our partners at Disney have been able to announce, and so
You
it's
disappeared
not
from me for a
just
sec.
amazing
he's back.
CCQ. There's lots of other things that are on the docket for.
I think he's
that
back.
event.
All right.
It's going to be huge. And
Me
tickets are on
or
sale.
Yeah,
Coop or
you.
okay, me.
And
Cool.
don't forget, 2 weeks later from
You were
Yeah.
mid-rant
we
and you
have our NA
froze.
championships being held at
Sorry.
Disneyland Hotel as well. So
That's
It's
right.
my
lots of
bad.
Disney Lorcana
Probably
action
because I'm in my
happening
car.
in the Anaheim area.
We'll just blame
for
your
the month
phone
of
company.
August.
Are there going to be people who are just going to be
So
like, all right, I
true.
got to get there for.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud. Is that like a doxable thing? It probably is. It's
Anaheim.
probably some way of getting all my information by knowing my phone company.
That's actually not a bad idea,
I
right?
think you might have just.
I don't know.
What do you think of the Hiram ban? I want to hear your thoughts.
You just cracked the code, Greg.
I actually don't even know if it needed to be done or not, but supposedly Ruby Sapphire was dominating some of the Voldemort sites, so I don't know. I actually haven't been playing it yet to find out. So if that's a
Did they
possibility,
say that?
No, they did not say
Did they
that.
say?
They
Okay.
didn't.
Okay.
They did not say that. Messages of people, chats I'm in, have said that. Whether or not
Yeah,
that's true,
that-
I don't know.
I think that's true. I sent
Yeah, no details right now.
some like data around that was pretty accessible from the Voldemort sites to some people that care about Infinity, and like basically just say that like Red Blue is the best deck by an amount that was like pretty egregious, and then even then like the next deck after that was Blue Steel, and that deck was better than the next deck by an amount that was like pretty egregious. I think it was like 65% win rates for Red Blue, and then like 62% for Blue Steel, something like that. These numbers are kind of made up, but I think the 65 number is true.
And you think just Scrooge would have equalized it? I mean, that's the mentality where you ban
For sure.
an assistant instead of the cog, or is it you ban the cog but not the main machine? But where banning Flaversham is where you're just like going after the root of the cause.
I think like the thing about Scrooge is he makes workshops so much better because you can like, like you go like pop on one, pop on two with a ramp, and then like play a workshop, play a pop, or maybe you play a 4-drop like a Hiram, and then in the next turn you go like workshop, pop, draw 2. There's just a lot of draws where the Scrooge ends up being free, and the Scrooge like sings Thunderbolt or Lightning Bolt or whatever the Infinity one is, or in the green blue deck he sings Under the Sea. So I don't know. I think having 4 power and toughness is like a really big deal for like playing the fair game, So maybe this forces the decks to be even more fair, but I kind of liked them being more unfair and being really bad at being fair. Does that make sense?
I mean, like, you might not even necessarily need Flaversham even in Blue Steel, as crazy as that is.
10 questions that you must answer.
Yeah, I think for example, green blue traditionally didn't even play Hiram. Like even in Infinity, the green blue decks didn't play Hiram. So that deck's like untouched basically.
Yeah, it's just Oswald and then like workshop.
Yeah, and then they have 8 pops because they have the green one that costs 2, and
12 then if you want to count Ink Runner.
Have passed, and then you'll be able to show.
Yeah, now they have 12. You're right. So
tournament organizers
Yeah,
or
I think.
stores that are looking
Oh
to
wow,
hire
12
you
is right with
to be a
Oswald. That's
lure
pretty
guide for their
crazy.
tournament. So
Um,
this is
I've
just
been playing
another
Red Blue
step in
Oswald a bit,
supporting that
and
group,
I was on
and
2
we're really
Hiram,
looking forward to seeing
and
how
that
many
felt
people
fine.
can pass the test.
The problem that you ran into with the Hiram, the Hiram was the Hiram was Blue Decks. Is sometimes you lost to their Hiram. So like now that Hiram's gone, it kind of like consolidates things down into probably Oswald decks. But Oswald's like a character, you know. So like you kind of get
Exactly.
rewarded for playing. You get like you can play Cindy Storm or Diablo Storm or Kick Cloud Kicker or Brawl, you know. So
here's my badge. I can
that's
do this.
probably if the decks all become Oswald decks, that's probably a good thing, right?
I mean, I own foil Oswald, so I'm fine with that. I forgot to sell them at.
I do too.
I missed that
Last night,
peak.
last night I was on the phone with my friends. I was building an Infinity deck, and I saw my foil Oswalds, and I went, "Oh, look at these!" And my friend's like, "Oh, I'm sure you lost a ton of money on those." And I said, "No, I bought them before Zan posted the deck list on Metafy, so actually they were worthless when I bought them. So I really am, buy low, never sell on those Oswalds."
I think I bought them for like $6 to $10, and they're worth less than that now. Which is
Yeah, I
kind of
mean,
crazy for
that'd be
a
upsetting.
legendary.
Yeah,
I mean, that happens all the time.
There's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 200 Oswalds at least played in Indianapolis, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least. Like,
Yeah.
if
So
Oswald is the way to go, if he's the answer, you get to take advantage of those Cindies. You get to take advantage of those Scrooges. I don't think Blue Steel's gone. Like, especially if you're playing something like Cindy in your deck as well, or, Fishbone Quill, which is a fantastic card.
Fishbone Quill is really good. Yeah. Well, actually, not in my experience. I even played against a Shark deck the other day that was on Fishbone Quill instead of Cindy. So I've seen a lot of Fishbone Quill, honestly. The card's really good. This is on the like Voldemort sites or whatever. So, but I'm testing Infinity tonight. Like I already had plans to like meet people IRL and play Infinity. So now it's like, whoa, okay. I have to like reconsider what I'm bringing. Actually, the deck I sleeved up wasn't even blue, but
Victory.
I was going to be playing against red blue. So
not only that, I think Kubi mentioned it, but I'd love to highlight it even
interesting.
more. It's not just about the rules; it is about
Add to cart.
the tournament policy as well as how.
What are you buying?
Run
Foil
an
Fishbone
event.
Quills.
Nice. Those are probably pretty cheap. I have one in my cube.
They're like $3.
I found out today.
Yeah, there's
I
questions.
found out last night. I only own 4 Cindies, and one of them's in my cube, so I have to buy a Cindy on Saturday for my Infinity 1K I'm going to.
Which of these is not?
I just bought a bunch of Cindies, actually. I bought 3 foils, so I have a set of foils.
We just wanted to pull
And
from a diverse
then,
number of questions, so everyone didn't get kind of the same number, but also
going on?
a
Why
wide
is it trying to
variety
change my
of,
address?
areas within our game.
Sorry.
That's really cool, man. I like that a lot. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll try it. I'll
Order
try it today.
placed.
See if I can-
Great.
So 3 to finish my foil set, and then like 2 more. So it's like I can play Amber Steel aggro, or I can have Amber Steel aggro built at the same time have Amber Steel Song built. And when I was buying them, I was like, maybe it's played in Amber Emerald as well. So I bought an extra set because they're like $1 each. Turns out they're not played in that, so I did buy more than I needed to.
This update will include updated terms.
Hopefully it'll go
for
up in
lore
price and
guides,
I'll somehow
as part
make
of an
money.
officially
You
recognized tournament
know what a
role,
good
as
buy
well
right now
as
is?
our take-back
Foil
policy
Peter
that
Pans.
was
The 3-drop
implemented
Peter
some
Pan.
of the
That's a
previous
good buy
challenge
right
packs
now.
over the last couple
Why?
months,
Those are going to
but this
be
will,
because it kills
codify and
Diablo.
make it, an official policy as
yeah,
part of the
maybe.
That card,
tournament rules.
that card
And
murders
in
Diablo,
addition,
and
also
it's like
working on
just
the
a good card.
PCG,
Like
the
I've,
play correction guidelines,
So,
in the lounge, we've got a
longer than
spicy
usual flight.
Infinity deck we're
It
playing right
is a
now. I
very
can't
important
spoil it
thing.
at
It's
least for another
because-
couple weeks.
It's because the Emerald Steel players aren't playing Cove again, and they need to.
We'll be able to focus
Yeah,
on
I think you really need
I
to.
agree. I agree. I mean, especially now. Like, part of the reason that Diablo decks have been getting away without playing Cove is because there were no Peter Pans, because the card doesn't do anything against the, like, red-blue decks. But now, obviously, there's going to be a lot more purple decks.
Plus, it's good against Storm.
and then we'll
Like-
be sure
Oh,
to
for sure.
when those are going
And
out.
ro-
But you'll
well,
be able to
before
find them on our
Robot Queen,
resources page
but,
on DisneyLorcana.com.
Yeah, well, the problem
which might
now
see
with
more
hidden
play
code is-
now. Honestly, it's weird. Like without Flaversham,
I think Hidden Cove sees less play. Like it's a 4 of right now, and I think without Hiram, it can't be a 4 of. It just doesn't.
You mean
Like you
Robot
just
Queen?
play 4 angels. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what I said.
You said
I-
Cove.
Robot Queen. Sorry, Robot Queen sees more play because of Hiram. Now it'll see less play. I think the Hirams get replaced with Angels though, because Angel lets you play a more fair game plan, and the deck just becomes like a
Well,
super fair.
You can still return the Robot Queens with Tamatoa.
If there are questions that we want to make sure.
Yeah, for sure. I just think like
And if you're
the reason
playing
you get away
Workshop,
with playing.
as frequently
Yeah,
as
but
we
there's
need
like
to,
better one-drop items, aren't there? Like there's the one that gives Ward. There's
that
the one that
can't
gives
be that much
Challenger.
better. I mean, the Challenger one is at least
Yeah, well,
inkable.
Please let us know that. We can
I guess
always
Robot
add
Queen's
Yeah.
inkable. I think it's hard to say. It depends on what world we're in. If we're
So,
actually actively
keep
worried
giving
about
us feedback
Diablo
in
in
the
our deck
Discord,
that can
in
have
the Twitch chat here on the Lorecast,
bells
we'll
on
add in those
1
questions
and
throughout the
Scrooges
coming
on
weeks.
3 to be able to sing like all of our removal. We might not even need it. We might not care about Diablo as much.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because now the items like stick around a lot longer. So maybe like being just a straight like workshop deck is a lot more powerful, just because like your Scrooges are better because you're not popping your items as much. I don't know. It's really tough to evaluate. Red Blue is probably the most negatively affected deck because that deck just
turns into
really
sharks.
wanted.
It just turns
Yeah,
into
which is
DKD
that
mode.
deck's super. Yeah, but that deck's like super exploitable. Like they lose to. We don't talk about Bruno. They lose to Zeus Bolt. The deck is still good as an items deck, Red Blue. I just think it's more like an Oswald items deck. And that the Oswald items deck is good too. Like I don't think that like that's what Brian played at
I mean,
Worlds, right?
We
And that
didn't
deck was
have-
fine.
We didn't play Oswald in ours. We didn't have
Sure.
Flaversham either. It was- you can still just play
Yeah.
Workshop and stuff, and it still does
Yeah.
things.
Like the red blue deck that Brian played was on like 3 workshops, like 3 Fishbone Quills, 4 Oswalds, and it was like never really ran out of cards. It didn't even play the 6-drop Tamatoa. It played 1. And that deck was just able to kind of like
Magnifying
aggressive.
Glass is hilarious.
Yeah, Magnifying Glass is your other card draw. You're right. That
But
card's awesome. I played that
just-
list recently and it was still good.
But the thing is the weird thing about Worlds is almost every deck except for 1 or 2, or almost every player except for 1 or 2, was just always banning the steel decks. So like that's
Yes.
like the Oswald weakness is just like you play Oswald, you get 1 trigger and they answer it, and then so it's like you need to rely on your secondary backup card draw. And without Flaversham, like I think that's a good thing. It's like if Blue Steel is using Chicha, Oswald, as their card draw package, you can answer that.
Think about it that way. That's like a mnemonic.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm really interested to see how Angel fits into the format without the card advantage. There still is a ton of card advantage, don't get me wrong, but like, for example, are there wheel decks now? Like Angel and Wheel is pretty good. It's not great. Angel and Workshop is fine. Because like the thing that sucks about Angel and Workshop together is like you're not deploying
All right.
items when you play her.
All right. Turn 1 Cindy. Turn 2 Akud, play Angel. Turn 3 Akud off the Angel. Shift Cindy. Sing a whole new world.
Those tickets are going to be separate.
Let's go.
I think
Double Akud.
I've played a list similar to that. I think you just Akud into Naveen. Honestly,
Yeah.
That's
But
the,
we're talking about Angel and
Yeah.
no, but I like that. I built an Infinity deck, and it is one of the 2 was Steel Song with Naveen Akud, and I'm like, I want to do this. I was in queue on PBC for like what felt like an eternity, and no game popped. So
I had a sick deck I built that was not very good, but might be better now. Honestly, it is playing 4 of the 1-drop Lilo, 4 of the 1-drop Stitch, 4 of each shifter, 0 to hero, 4 Willow, and 4 Wheel. And
0
I
to
think
Hero is
20
hilarious. I hate that card, but it's funny.
I shifted a turn 3 I shifted a turn 2 Stitch one game because you go, or not
So we need to
Stitch,
make
it
it
was
harder.
Lilo. I went
Make it harder.
Lilo,
I think is the way.
Pudge,
But I also
Pudge,
think, you know,
and on
it's
the
like
next
the
turn, my Pudge sang my 0 to
660%
hero.
people,
I paid
that
1,
are here watching it
shifted
right
the
now.
Lilo,
These
sang Whole New
are the
World.
lore guides,
And then I
the
played like
audience of
another
folks that we're
Pudge
talking
and
to.
another
So
one
thanks
drop,
for
and I like
that.
obviously won that game.
You're the reason why some people hate Steel Song,
because
because that is some high
No,
roll
no.
right there.
Yeah, that deck is like a super high roll deck, but it was super fun. And like I had a game where I gained 23 lore on turn 4, and that was like awesome. Like that was super sweet. So
The deck's awesome until
yeah.
you play against one turn 2 Storm or one Fire the Cannons.
For sure.
If I give you a
But
I think
which is
Willow-
good though.
just don't even ask me about it.
The Willows help a lot, and there's 8 1-drop singers now. So like you kind of like Akud and Willow is really good too. Like with Akud and Willow, if you go like turn 1 Angel, turn 2 Willow, you can play a 6-drop on 3. Obviously it's not great, but like you can also just do that on turn 4 still.
I like
Again,
the fact that
it's fun.
there's so many different versions of Amber Steel songs. You've got Princess, you've got just like pure traditional Advantage, you have this like Akud Naveen, Naveenless ones, like, and then what you're talking about, which is could just be like a Rockstar package, like pure Rockstar, right? Lilo and Stitch Rockstar. Take advantage of the Pudge and 0 to hero, like, and then you have the aggro, which like the mid-range aggro that takes the aggro shell, but they're like, might as well play 10 songs. It's like McValue in Infinity.
Yeah, I think Amber Steel is like obviously the most fun deck to brew. I think that deck is, although like this ban doesn't really affect that deck at all, I think one thing people who haven't touched Infinity might not know. Actually, so this is actually going to impact Amber Steel a little bit. So one thing that happened is they changed the mill rule. Most people don't know this, I don't think, because it really hasn't come up. But now the way you mill out your opponent is, or yourself, is at the end of your turn, the game checks to see if you have any cards in your deck, and if you have no cards, you just lose the game on the spot.
Oh yeah, and when
so
do we have any information on
as Amber Steel, the way you beat Blue Red a lot, and this is part of the reason Blue Red was so good now, like there was a lot of equity I think actually contained in this change, is that when you used to beat Blue Red, you'd mill them, and now you can't mill them as easily because they could always just at the end of that last turn pick up their dime with Tamatoa dime for lethal. And so actually, and when they see their whole deck, they always know where dime is, and so it made it winning against actually significantly more challenging because you couldn't just like punish them for high arming. And I think that is like one of many reasons that Red Blue is so good, is that just like a lot of ways you metagamed against them were worse. So something to know about if you haven't like dipped your toes into Infinity yet.
Yeah, the funny thing is about that is I think it's going to eventually make a mill deck good, because you can just wheel the rest of your deck into your hand and then play a card like Broom to shuffle one card in.
Well, like for example, Monstro is like way better this way because you don't get in that awkward spot where you like have one card left in your deck and you're like, well, if this card isn't the card I think it is, I just like lose the game. You know, like you can at least like draw that card and like know that, okay, well, I can like figure this out this turn, you know? I guess it isn't like, I guess it doesn't really change anything. It just feels better. Maybe that isn't real. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like if you like leave one card left on top, your opponent can't like wheel you out and kill you if you know what the top card is or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's just another example of wheel being worse. I think this probably helps Green Seal the most of any of the decks in the format, honestly. Maybe the secret deck that we're working on in the lounge is probably the next best, most helped if it isn't Green Seal, because our worst matchup was Blue Red. So,
I mean,
yeah,
I think
the Green Seal is probably way better.
I think a lot of decks' worst matchups was Blue Red. I mean, Blue Red was feasting on the amount of Amber Steel song decks in the format. So if Sisu drops down, then that deck's going to be good. But you're just going to see people still play Blue Red, I think. Like, just some workshop versions.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that was like one of the more frustrating things is like, I think part of what happened with Blue Red is like, Blue Steel got a whole bunch of new cards, that Blue Red didn't like. Blue Red really didn't get any new cards, in my opinion. Blue Steel got a ton of cards. They're actually like good into that matchup, good into Green Steel, good into Amber Steel. Like they have 8 Peats now because they have the song, and they also have the Angel, and they have the Robot Queen. Like the Blue Steel deck actually, I think, got better at playing Lorcana. But the problem is like when it added all those cards, it suddenly became way worse into red blue, and it became better overall. But it got so much worse into red blue when it cuts like all of the cards that all of the like engine cards that make it better. Like, sorry, I'm like rambling, but
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
Blue-
about because
the,
we've talked about it with our team too, where it's just like, oh, blue steel beats red blue, and then it's like, well, no, actually, it's like you did this and this. I'm like, well, I'm still playing Chicha, so I'm still beating red blue, but like,
yeah.
if you're cutting
like,
Chicha
for
for
example,
fancy
like,
new toys, then like all of a sudden
Ro-
you don't compete.
Yeah, like Robot Queen doesn't do anything against red blue. It's like a total non card against them, right? But it ganks you so much better into all the decks that red blue used to be better in. But the problem is red blue's like Sisu is still a really messed up card, and so it doesn't actually matter. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. I think I have no idea if blue steel or red blue is better at this point. I would lean towards blue steel, but I honestly don't know. Maybe blue green is the answer. Blue green is the best deck of those 3. Maybe blue yellow.
I think blue steel can just turn into a mid-range like deck similar to Steel Song, and as you like, maybe even go back to playing Whole New Worlds like you were saying, which would be interesting. I mean, Fishbone Quill and Whole New Worlds were really good together.
That was the first deck I built in Lorcana was with Bell, Fishbone Quill, and Whole New World. I was like, well, this has to be good, and it turned out it wasn't. But that was like, I read those cards and was like, yeah, that can't be bad.
Yeah. I mean, you were at least okay against other Whole New World decks. I guess that's the thing. The power of Fishbone Quill is like it kind of nerfs one of the best cards in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really am going to be happy if we see less Sisu, though. That card is the most messed up card, I think, in Infinity. It is. That card just... It questing for 3 is absurd. It being a 5/4 is crazy. Like, if you could storm it, it would be fine. But, like, a 5/4, what? And now, it's going to be a little harder to play that card every turn. Like, you can't just, like, top deck Hiram against Green Steel and suddenly turn off Sudden Chill, you know? Like...
Right.
You're not going to be able to get to 8 ink as often because the Green Steel deck's going to be able to cut you out, you know? So
they're fun.
It's going to be interesting.
That's really exciting about all of you out there who are collectors.
If you told me like a week ago this was going to happen, I was going to be like, well, that had to happen. But I feel like in the last week there's been a ton of advancement in testing for the format actually online in like different groups and communities. And I actually feel like Red Blue was still the best deck, but it felt like there was way more work being done to make it less oppressive. But maybe they did that work internally and they just found out it doesn't work. That there is actually no combination of things that make red blue not the best thing, you know?
They're just like, all right, DeCandio, build some decks that can beat red blue, and if you can't beat all of us playing red blue, then we'll ban something from it. It's like if he can't beat it, then they'll ban something.
I mean, I think there's a lot of truth to that, honestly. I think, yeah, I think what happened is they tested the format out probably like for a week or two, and they kind of, you know, landed where they landed. I don't know. I really want to talk to DeCandio actually and be like, how do you feel about this personally? But I don't know if he can do that, you know?
Yeah, I doubt he can.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah. All right, I have to go in like 2 minutes. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I go?
I don't know. How did you feel this week in the ICL? The Loungers did not have a good two matches that over both teams, right? Oh, he froze out. Perfect timing for his phone to freeze.
Am I back?
He's back. He's back.
All right. I think I know. Like, in one of those matches yesterday, Alex was at 19 with a Cobra in his hand, and just like
Oh,
the way everything worked out was like he just didn't have enough to get over the line on that turn, you know. Um, so like it happens, right? It's just like part of the game. Um, I still think we're like really highly ranked in both leagues, right? Am I wrong about that?
let's find out.
Might freeze in a second. I'm pulling up Discord too.
Second place, almost tied basically. You're 4-1, and world class is 401.
Cool.
And third place is 3-2. The Lazy Boys are in fifth. Enter ETB 5-0, Friendly Neighborhood 4-1, Sunflower Lumineers 3-1-1, Select Few 3-2, Lazy Boys 3-2, Emperor's New Crew 3-2, Ink 3-2. So tied down to seventh basically. Fourth through seventh
Yeah.
have the same record.
Yeah, I think what I'd say is like I'm feeling really good about Infinity. I think we're one of the best prepared teams for Infinity, honestly. I think we were the only team last time to not play Blue Steel in our trio.
Yeah,
That might
oops,
not
all
be true, but
emeralds.
I believe, yeah, I believe we were the only team who didn't play at least one Blue Steel player. And I think that just shows that our team actually has like a ton of depth in that like format. Like I could have played Blue Steel. Christian definitely could have played Blue Steel. He could have played Red Blue too. He played Green Yellow instead. And I think like next week we're gonna have probably three of the best decks for the format. And I do think people are. I do think it's gonna be interesting in the metagame. People should probably still bring Blue Red and Blue Steel. Like those are still actually two of the best decks probably. But I'm curious if people like get filled with hopium and are like, oh, the format's balanced. I can
Let's
play
play fun
anything but blue.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to metagame for. I know the feelings of our team right now is we like over metagamed for this last week. Like our decks were too tuned for what we expected to see. But you also just lose sometimes. So all right. I'm gonna hop off and join the chat. I have to like actually eat lunch and do work things. So
All right. Well, thanks for chit
see you
chatting for
around.
a while. Bye.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. All right. Turn it back up and see what we're talking about here.
All 4 days? Do they want to concentrate on 1 or 2 days that they might be able to get? It is the best 4 days in gaming, as they say.
Yeah,
We did
so
miss
the
some
event
stuff,
will
but they weren't
start on the
popping
Friday,
anything up on the screen, so I assume they were just
31st, I wanna say.
chit-chatting
It's July
about
31st.
products and
yes,
whatnot.
July 31st is when that will start. It will only be a 2-day event, so if you're looking at purchasing day by day, you'll want that Friday and Saturday for your Gen Con tickets. As far as actual start times and the schedule for that event, those are details that'll come along with the ticket purchasing in April.
Excellent. All right.
Is this
Good
a
to know.
Chili's ad?
Mark your calendars.
No.
It's July
Panda
31st
Express.
and August 1st, which is the Friday and Saturday. Thank you for that.
It's good chat.
All right.
Spread.
Any other questions in here? Someone wants you to host Masterpiece Theater, which
let's
I think
do it.
is a great
I'll take
idea.
I'll take it. But I've heard Baker do a JDZ, and it's better than JDZ doing a Baker. I might throw that out there for you guys.
Can you do Baker doing JDZ?
Baker doing JDZ might get us all canceled. Okay,
Yeah.
spin it. No. That's I could try it. But
can try it.
we're done.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll do a few practice runs on that one. And thank you to Snobby in the chat saying about good things about our weekly Lorecast content. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of it and making sure that we have all this amazing community talking about what is going on in this game. I really do appreciate how everyone has been contributing to it. I'm about a year in being here at Ravensburger, and we have not yet reached our year Lorecast anniversary, but that's coming up soon.
I was just thinking
Ooh.
about it. Do we know
What are they
when
gonna
that
do
is?
for it?
I don't remember when we started.
I think it was May 6th was when we did Next Chapter,
Yeah, that makes
if I'm
sense.
remembering correctly. And so we started doing the weekly ones right after that. So yeah, in May is when that's coming up. We should do something.
A party, man.
Yeah.
Let's have a Lorecast tournament and come and bring it here. I don't know, man. We can have a
We'll
party.
do an
birthday
event
cake.
of some kind.
We
Yeah,
can have a dance party. Have the lights. We can,
we can do it.
Bring some people. We can have a fun in the Lore Den. What do we call this place? The content cave.
The content cave.
That's what it was.
The Cave of Quests, the Quest Cave of Wonders.
I love
Yeah, it's after a year, we're still a work in progress of what
Still chopping it.
we're calling this. But we do appreciate, again, everybody coming in and being a part of all of this content, as well as Coop being able to call in and actually be heard and seen. This is amazing.
And me hear you
no
all and
technical
see you all.
issues.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Love this.
And you are coming in, maybe actually being in person next week. Is that right, Coop?
Yeah, I will be in Seattle next week.
I think I'll be in town, but I don't know if
yeah,
I'm
who
showing
knows?
up.
Maybe I'll make a surprise appearance on the next Lorecast. It'll be my first one ever live, so maybe at the worst case scenario, I'll just pop in and say hi.
I love that. I think that would be fantastic. It'd be great for everybody to see you live in person. And of course, they get to see you when you go to all the events, see all the amazing things you do. But in this case, you'll just be, hanging out and being Coop. I love that.
I like that. More Coop on the vibe, man. Coop's a super chill guy.
Sweet.
More Coop is
I
better
think
than
my
less Coop.
IQ crashed
It is
too,
true.
man.
It is true. We covered everything, right? We got everything.
I
that
think
we
like
needed to
2
talk about? Was there
programs
anything else?
crashed
I'm
at the
looking
same
Rochelle,
time
and
earlier,
she's-
and that's why things
Maybe?
went crazy.
More or less.
More or less. All right. Well, if not, we'll talk about it next week with Coop when he is here in person. Again, you all have been fantastic. Thank you for being here week in and week out, and we will celebrate more Disney Lorcana things as we get going into new sets. We've talked a little bit about Wilds
He's
Unknown
in
coming
charge of
May 8th.
like
I'm excited about
setting
that.
up
For it.
events.
I'm loving
and
Winter
whatnot.
Spell, but it's getting a little cold, and I'm ready to heat up a little bit. Let's
I know,
get
right?
wild one
I'm
time.
a little bit hot, right, with all that. Oh,
I'm in full.
now
above
I've got
the
hat
mode.
head that you all get to see, which is really good for everyone. That one's
Rub
for
it in,
you.
Greg,
I
man.
know.
Crying out loud, man! I'm sick of this. You unfollically challenged people, man. Rub it in, man.
All right. Well, you look good when you take off a hat. I don't. I got like this weird thing going on. But that's all right.
The man with no hair. And the man
I've
with
never
the
seen
hat,
Coop
you know.
without his cap on, and I don't think I will ever. So
Yeah.
that's all right. Thank you all. JDZ, how can people find out about what stuff you're doing?
Please, if you find me, I'm on JDZ Quest everywhere. I'm on Twitch. I stream almost every day. I am on YouTube. I am on X. I will be on Blue Sky. I lied in and get on the Blue Sky like
You
I
gotta
said.
get
I was
on the
going.
Blue
I will
Sky.
be getting on Blue Sky, and it's just come and check me out. We're always rocking with the program, talking about Lorcana.
I'm on Blue Sky, but I always forget to
I'm also
post
gonna be
on
at a
there.
multitude of different tournaments coming up in the future. And if you have a tournament you want covered by me, make sure you reach out, and I will make that happen for you. So we're always doing our thing out here, keeping the Quest.
I need to
world,
get
keeping
a
the
bot
realm
that
of
posts
Lorcana
everything
active as
I post
possible.
on Twitter
hit
on
me
the
up,
Blue
and we
Sky.
can get active with it together.
Do it. Do it. Make it so. Bye, everybody. You've been fantastic. This is our weekly Lorecast. I'll see you later.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Well, that's the Lorecast. I want to play Infinity. I don't want to play more retro Sega Disney games, though, because, man, I don't know what it is. I could play Hollow Knight, and it didn't hurt my thumb, but that Aladdin game was really starting to hurt my wrists, like right here, underneath my thumb, part of my wrist or whatever, hand, like in between. I think it's just because I'm having to use the circle button to jump instead of X to jump. Just like put my hand in a position that's like, no, I don't want to be there. So what are we going to do now? Oh no, you used the Kiwi, but the streamer bot crashed. Let's see if it opens up. Oh no. Oh. All right. Here, I'll activate the Kiwi for you so you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. Since you spent 10,000 points on it. That was it. Just that little 10,000 coins. I hope you enjoy spending the currency you win from other people watching ICL. Oh, poor Flaversham. No. Good riddance, Flaversham. Flaversham, you pesky toy maker. There we go. For those who somehow missed it. Giant cam. We can zoom in some more. Hello, Lumineers. Steve Warner here. Effective immediately, Hiram Flaversham, toy maker, is officially banned from the Infinity constructed format. Although we love the flavor of Hiram, he continues to create an insurmountable resource gap. His tinkering has become a bit too efficient for the health of the format. We want the Infinity constructed format to be full of diverse strategies, and while we are sad to see the Toymaker have to leave the format, we believe this will open up the meta for more decks and more fun. All of us on game design and development team are looking forward to seeing how this change will affect players building decks in the Infinity constructed format. We'll be watching events and tournaments closely to see how fun and exciting the Infinity constructed format can be for everyone who loves it. Thanks, Steve. All I have to say is that I don't like corporate speak. Basically, just the fact that they had to say Infinity constructed format every time instead of just saying an Infinity. It makes sense. I understand why they do it. But man, I just don't like that aspect of business. Like, it's kind of frustrating that that they kind of have to do it. Because if they don't, then like some people will like misunderstand it and just be like, "Oh, but they didn't actually say Infinity constructed format on that part. They only said Infinity, so that just means casual, right? Not to construct. I could still play, you know," and it goes crazy. But yeah, I think this is good for the game. Even if, like, just like Bucky, I didn't think it needed to be done. But it was good for the game. This is better for the game than Bucky, though. I don't like errating cards unless, like, it's not... like, it needs to be errated to work properly. Like, if they just, like, accidentally misworded it or something. Or, like, in Magic, there was a card that was, like... look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Shuffle your deck. Or it's like, look at the top 4, put them on the bottom in any order, and then shuffle your deck or something. They errated it to take away the shuffle because it's like, why even put the cards on the bottom or something like that. I think that's what they did with Impulse. Something like that, where they're just kind of cleaning the card, and it still works fundamentally the way they wanted it to. I like that. Like, changing a card's drastically by making it cost more, making the ability trigger differently, and taking away a keyword all at the same time. Not a fan of that. But I do know why they did it. They basically had to nerf it so much that it sees 0 play, the equivalency of a banning, but they cannot sell boosters in some countries with a card in it that is banned. That's just like against the law in some areas. So this is the solution. It's not necessarily super clean, but like it's the way to do it. Also, if like Katie says, I deeply wished he was a 1/4. I agree. That might have been enough to make him balanced. But I don't want them to just make him a 1/4. I don't want to have to explain to someone at locals when I deal 4 damage to their Flaversham that is a 1/6 printed that it's gone. Or when they play it, have to tell them it's not as good as the card is. Like that, no one wants to do that. It's not good for beginners at all. Perfectly if the game was only a digital card game, if this was Hearthstone Lorcana edition, then yeah, just errata it to constantly. It's a digital game with no paper product like paper trail, haha, like then that's fine. I like that. PJ far worse than Flaversham easily. It should have been right along with Flaversham. Maybe. I do think that the discard decks, especially the Amber Emerald discard deck, is very powerful right now. Very good, but I don't think it's necessarily. So banning Flowersham instead of Popsicle, I think, allows item decks to still exist. Why does Flaversham need to stay around? We did the ban Popsicle route in core, and or no, we didn't ban Popsicle. We banned Flaversham and Fortisphere. For some reason, I was thinking it was the backwards, but like, it still let us have item decks, right? Like, we still had the Popsicle to do stuff, and people were upset because they also banned Fortisphere. I think they could have just banned Flaversham, and then you still have like a pretty good blue steel deck, and that's what we're going to get to try to see in Infinity as well. Like, kind of just like a item tempo blue steel. You're going to play the Popsicles that replace themselves, and you can use them to play Bell. And if you go heavy on items, then you can also use Scrooge, and then you can take advantage of them being cheap to play to sing songs. So we should just be happy that Scrooge didn't cost 5. A free Scrooge that could then like sing A Whole New World. Oof. Oh, too funny. Sorry. I just like see something pop up and I have to read it and look at it. Fire Weather Watch. I'm planning on going to Indy, assuming I get a ticket. If I don't get a ticket, I probably won't go. I don't want to travel just for side events. I would be going for the world's invite and to win prizes. Your flight was $650? Ugh. Not looking forward to knowing how much mine would cost then. Maybe it's one of the things that you need to fly like half an hour out and like carpool the other half an hour to get a good flight. Excuse me. I am extra excited for the ICL this week now, too. This upcoming week. Since it's Infinity Week, I want to see the spice. There was an EU DLC that hasn't sold out right now. That's Infinity. That's kind of crazy. Does seem like quite a few of you heading out.
Yeah, don't forget.
Infinity seems so polarizing, yeah. It is a little. Definitely. A lot of older formats, any format where the power level is higher, if you don't maintain the tempo or keep up with your opponent, it's going to look like a huge blowout. But if you do like match them at power level, then like it turns into this really good game, I think, a lot of times. Because I know people who loved playing Type 1 Vintage Magic, and you know the games could be over on turn 1, but if both decks, you know, have the right things, they have counter magic, they have ways to stop things, they have like null rod style effects or something, like the games can turn into this weird slugfest for like multiple turns. That's like really fun to play. And since there's so much interaction in Vintage anyways, 3 turns can take a really long time because both players are doing stuff constantly. After the Infinity DLCs, people will like it more. Yeah, I mean, just as soon as we have the next set and people start testing for it, I think they'll like it. Who knows? Maybe with Flaversham banned, they can print more item stuff, I think. Whereas if they didn't ban Flaversham, then like every new cool item just like it seems too good sometimes, if that makes sense. They can make a new Flaversham that costs 3. That's a 1/6 that draws 1 card on coming to play in Quest, right? And banishes an item. Like a 3 costs 1/4, banish an item when it comes into play, Quest, banish an item, draw a card, make them Quest for 2, whatever. Like, you can easily make another version of this card that does close to its power level without going too far. Most likely. And Magic has like I'm gonna talk about Magic because I played it a long time and it's been around for 20 plus years. So like a lot of the issues that happen in any card game have probably already happened in Magic, and it shows that sometimes a card can be so good that it's busted everywhere, but everything you do to it to make it worse and more acceptable makes it almost unplayable. Because there's just like this gap that like it's so good that then when they try to make it playable, like it's not good enough. And then they eventually find one thing to make it quote unquote worse, but they don't nerf the core aspect of the card, and then it's like super good again. But like Mind Twist is an insane card, and they've printed so many versions trying to duplicate that, and like one of them is just like costs 1 more and it still doesn't see play. It might not be at random as well, but like it just saw 0 play. The closest one that ever came close was when they mixed Fireball and Mind Twist together, like Rakdos something, I can't remember its actual name. That was finally good enough. It costs 2x. They discard X cards, and they get dealt X damage. They took away the random. Mind Twist cost 1x. Target opponent or target player discards X cards from their hand at random. Insanely powerful, right? But it just, over the years, they had so many ways to try to fix it, and they couldn't. A Whole New World, you know, that's a card in Magic as well. It's called Wheel of Fortune. It costs 2 less. It's not a song. Think of how powerful Whole New World is. Now think if you took it not being a song away. Like, it would do not very much in Lorcana. Like, its power level comes from singing it. The fact that you can, for free, refill your hand and then play all these cards. It's almost like a memory jar for Magic players in that regard. And that card was banned when it came out. I'm pretty sure it was emergency banned. So, like, when you bought it, you could mail the copy you opened to Wizards and they'd send you a new booster pack. Because it was emergency banned. So drawing 7 cards is super powerful. So, and look at Beyond the Horizon, which is like a quote unquote fixed version of A Whole New World, right? Drastically, they made it cost more and draw less cards. But that's also a power of it, right? Like when you take a card and you try to make a more acceptable version of it, sometimes you make it better. Like being able to use that to hit a player who has 10 cards in hand and put him down to 3 cards is also like drastically good. It's very important, like, and is a huge hit to them, and sometimes can be insane. But like they also took some of the best singers and the best song grabbers out of the game for core. So like Beyond the Horizon isn't as powerful right now. You don't have the one drop singer that's as good. It's like, sure, you can technically go on the draw Angel into Vanessa into singing Beyond on turn 3, but like it doesn't happen as often. Whereas in like if we still had Cindy and another early song, the problem is you don't have enough good singers, and then to take advantage of the singers you do have in some of the colors, you don't have enough songs that are worth playing. Where like Ruby's Steel song would probably be good right now if we had A Whole New World and Storm, or just A Whole New World, because Ruby's the one that has Singer 5s for 3, right? But there's no good song in Ruby Steel at 5 ink. The only good song I can think of that costs 5 is Let It Go, and I don't want to sing Let It Go on turn 4. I just don't. You know, I wonder if an item that you could, one cost item that you banish to make your next card cost 1 less would be too good. Because Pluto's like not good enough most of the time. It's only like randomly good when the format doesn't have any ways to punish it, but the format has so many, like almost every deck has a 1 drop to play. Like the Basil Supremacy has like kind of made Pluto not existent. But for an item that then you could get back or just like use to ramp out Tamatoa. But I was already excited to play Infinity. Now I'm more excited. Mostly because hopefully this means there's less Sisus. What do we have? Like what? I mean, I guess we could sing with Tamatoa. But do we really want to be singing A Whole New World with Tamatoa? Like, I feel like we just got like value the turn before. Maybe A Whole New World's not what we'd want to be doing with Sapphire Steel. Like, we get to sing our removal with the first 2 things, but we need a way to refill. And we're already playing Crab. I don't think... We need like a big payoff, because we can play Cindy, and with Belle, that could give us like 2 Cindy triggers in a row. Sadly, Flaversham getting banned makes Darkwing Duck worse. Because how are you banishing your items? Doesn't it, like, whenever you banish an item, you can pay 2? You need something good to banish your items, and realistically, Flaversham's your best. Belle was an option, so you had, like, 8. They basically need an angel that's like, once on your turn you can banish an item. If you do, deal 2 damage to something. Then you mix that with cards like Darkwing, right? But it's like, is that too good of a card? Yeah, Popsicle's okay. Robot Queen is okay. What are you singing it with? What are you singing A Whole New World with? gonna play Diablos and have a fun time. It's just such a fun deck. I don't know why I have fun. I just like drawing cards. I like playing removal on my opponent's threats. I like to have the answers. Oh, stretchy stretch. That was a good stretch. Ramp into Scuttle. Cogsworth. I mean, Cogsworth is a good singer in the regards that it gets to survive. Same with Scuttle. Being able to have ward is pretty key. Unless they demona you. Who knows, maybe it was Amethyst being held down by Flaversham secretly, and we'll see the rise of Amethyst in Infinity. All the bounce players rejoice. Even though I'm pretty sure bounce traditionally is a bad matchup against things. You thought this wasn't gonna happen till after Indy? Oh, I thought it was gonna happen right around Vines, or like right after Vines. But it's probably better to do it before Vines, so people go into Vines looking at that. That's the other thing is like, if everyone was like, oh, Flaversham into whatever is just like the best deck, I can't beat it. I don't even care about this new set. None of these cards can compete with it. I don't want anything to do with it. So like maybe they were afraid of some people having that mentality. So if you ban Flaversham, you open up the format, then the new set coming out, people are like, oh, this could be good in this thing. The format's still not solved. We have no events. So it creates a little bit more drive. I'm not saying that's the sole reasoning, but like that's one of many benefits to doing it beforehand. Does anyone want to play a game of Affinity? I want to play. Although I do have to take apart the blue steel deck I built. I mean, they do have some data already. Just because it's pretty obvious that they don't support the Voldemort sites, it would be foolish to think that they do not pay attention to it. And especially if, like, there's one or two people who grind who are in contact with them, maybe. Or, like, if there's someone who grinds and then is very vocal about the meta, then they follow on Twitter or something like that. Like, they definitely are getting the information from both Voldemort sites, mixed with 1 week of ICL, and I'm assuming there's at least one or two other Infinity events that happened. Like, there was the 5K Infinity event at the DLC recently. And who knows, maybe those like pushed to what they thought was true, that maybe they needed to get rid of this Flaversham. And sometimes it could just be like our internal testing showed this is absurd. And, sometimes internal testing is wrong. But we have to hope that, they hired DeCandio and that they're taking advantage of his expertise. Like, he's good at the game. But you shouldn't be saying that it's all on him. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe his job is literally like make a ban list for us or tell us if something's too good or too bad. But it's reasonable to think that, they have someone with knowledge of how to play the game and how the format's going try to be in charge of these decisions. But, the best companies make mistakes. I mean, Wizards literally printed the Splinter Twin combo like 2 blocks apart from each other and didn't realize it was going to happen until they spoiled the card and someone was like, hello, infinite combo. Like, whoops. Infinite combo that's identical to one that's already been dominating the game and you somehow don't notice it. I think someone did notice it and then didn't say anything, but that's just me. Gotta put on my tinfoil hat. What are we gonna do? Been working on my Discord. There's a link if you do ! Discord. It's still very, very bare bones, but that way I can do some maybe deck reviews or something like that, or at least have a place to find people to want to play games on webcam. Probably going to set up a couple of forums in there for people to fill out if they want to do things, because I get asked so much about how do I get into the ICL and stuff like that, so it'd be good to have something where people can fill something out if they're interested. I talk with so many people on Discord that, like, after 2 months, if I haven't talked to you, Discord will basically push you out of my inbox, because Discord only lets you have so many DMs, like, lined up, and then it's like some group chats, and then I have to like search for their name to view the chat history. So there'll be people who I'll be like, yeah, so I've started basically being like, you need to message me around this time, like, if you're interested in this, like, because I'm gonna forget. I'm actually going to be getting quite a few messages here in the next week because it's the halfway point for the ICL. Speaking of which, I need to make an announcement post to basically say you have to get any roster changes done by round 6. Because it says to have them done by round 6. I'll have to double check. It might actually say just round 6, so then you'd have up until the round 7 starts to do it. I don't really care either or, but... So, how do you feel about the bannings, chat? You happy? You sad? It seems like some of you are upset they didn't wait, but some of the people who have played Infinity seem to be happy about it, and I've seen some people who are just, like, drastically upset. I bet Reddit is... Or not Reddit, but Twitter is going crazy. It's like... Today's news. Ravensburger bans Flavisham. I like the duality of these two comments. Because I'm pretty sure Pandemonium is a serious player. But the tone of this seems like he's just trolling. I don't think the format's broken. And I don't want them to ban 10 more cards. I feel like if you ban too many cards, you're just creating core. Like, you need to have a format that is as powerful as possible, and it's going to be much more delicate to try to balance, especially with more and more sets coming in. But there should be a format that you can play a lot of the cards, unless one is just too gone. Already has a video posted about it. Insider news. I do like that they might have let some people know to get a video prepped up for it. It's good. Yeehaw, an item deck will still be the best deck in Infinity, calling it now. Possible. As we were chatting with Braden, that you know, some of the item decks didn't even need Flaversham because there's just so many good items. They're like, all right, let's make a screenshot. We're going to talk about this on the next podcast. It's going to be the talk of the town for the next week or so, for sure. I didn't have the card anyway, so I guess you're good. Yeah, I mean, it was a cheap card, too. I played an Infinity tournament last weekend at Glimmer Games, and I agree, Hiram felt oppressive. I'm glad to see it banned. I think this opens up the format a lot, though I'm worried about aggro decks like Amber's Steel. Yeah, more CCQs announced is fire, especially one down in Florida. What is this, Katie? Katie, what is this 2-hour-old tweet? We finally got to the... Nope, we didn't. I was like, we finally got to the non-banned section. Katie's tweets, the sole tweet that made it through the following filter of hype of banned Infinity stuff, that her entertaining picture of book bag goodies burst through the filter. But then we got more bans. Oh, this is another non-banned one. But how did this age faster? Amber's not the best ink. If it was the best ink, Flaversham wouldn't have needed to be banned. Granted, he could be saying that now it's the best ink because Flaversham is banned. Just wanted to make toys. He made some nasty toys. Alright, well, we don't need to see whatever that was. Need to unfollow some people, I think. Too many people only tweet political things, which is fine. But some of them devolve. Basically, they're just being toxic on other side, which is, yeah, but ooh, a bunch of people posting their passing the judge results. You passed the lore guide quiz too? I kind of want to take it, but I don't think I would pass it. I don't know. Give me the link, Snake Chips. When you go to the main page, if you're looking at TCG Player, you have to then turn on the filter to make it only show foils. But normally you won't see the foils right away because they're more expensive. RP Unch under your account? I want to go to RPH. Because then I have to log in. I don't want you to give me cookies. It's under Profile and Settings. I don't... Oh, Lore Guide Exam. Unless otherwise specified, presume all information provided, nothing outside was described, determined. During a pre-release event, sealed event, how long should players have to build their decks? 30 minutes, maybe? It's probably 45. But it should be 30 minutes. But it's probably 45. Which... Yeah, so should I not be showing this because we don't want people to cheat? I guess, maybe. Yeah. Which of the following is not a tournament role? That's a good answer. Aldo and Aura are playing a game of Disney Lorcana. Aldo has an Iago in play. On Aura's turn, they play Let It Go and choose Iago. What is the correct order of operations? Alright. We'll talk about this one. Iago will be banished due to the vanish trigger and placed in the discard. Yeah, we know that's not going to happen. Iago will be placed in the inkwell exerted by Let It Go, but then placed in the discard. Iago will be placed in the inkwell. Iago will be banished due to the vanish trigger, but will be placed in the inkwell exerted from Let It Go. Does this mean that it goes to the discard pile and then goes to the inkwell? Or is this just a more wordy version of this? Like, because Iago banish does trigger, but it does go into the inkwell. And that is why on the autism test, I was in the middle, and I could have been autistic or not, but there are questions that have multiple answers. Ah! Is this the Hiram Morning channel? For some, it's a celebration of his life. Others, it is a celebration of his departure. It doesn't trigger It doesn't still go in. I just assumed it still went in the bag, and then like nothing happened because it was gone. All I know is when I make a game, I'm not gonna print the official rules either. And you think I'm just like making fun of RB, but it's actually like a thing that a lot of board games and stuff do. They tell you like the basis of how to play, but like the intricate rules, they just don't have that. They're just like, oh, figure it out. And then so like especially in some deck building games, you just get these forums where they like are asking the makers of the game to be like, I played this and then this was played, what happens, like, and then they have to go, and basically the rulings in these discords and forums change how the game's officially played. But it's a lot easier to do that than it is to come up with an official like rules in general. It also allows for more vibe rules checks. Scrabble has a crazy rule book that wouldn't fit in the box. Yeah, like most super, like especially card games, like deck building games, they're not going to come with like that. Like the Magic the Gathering official rules is like that thick. It's like rule 320A2, because like each rule is broken down in like 5 or 6 points of why it works, and then there's like special cases, and then like how it works with other things, and like all these crazy things. It's like, it's easy to play the game. It's difficult to know exactly how everything works together, which is why sometimes you shouldn't just assume someone's cheating if they make a mistake. That said, you can sometimes judge the level of play, how often something like that comes up, on whether or not they're like if ignorance applies. Just the layering rules, yeah. And that's like fundamentally how like so many things work, but people just naturally know of sorts. FIFO, first in, first out. Or no. First in, last out. Philo. The opposite of what is supposed to be done at grocery stores. That's why I play the game, though, and I don't judge. I want to drink more. I could hear it jingle. Oh, Blood Moon. And most of that doesn't matter except for like real niche scenarios, but it does. And as a player, you just don't know about it until it's meta relevant most of the time. Well, it is almost 2 o'clock and no one wanted to play a game of Infinity. And I need to get some stuff done before I pick my kid up from school. So we're going to get, I guess, an ads poppin'. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to raid. So while the ad is happening, I'm going to find someone to raid. There's got to be people talking about the Lorcana right now. What enchanted reveal? Did I miss the enchanted reveal? There's no English channels live right now. What was the enchanted reveal? Oh. This is pretty. Chosen opponent chooses 3 of their characters and returns 1 of those cards to their hand, but 1's on the bottom of their deck, and puts 1 on the top of their deck. It's really expensive. It would probably be too dang good as a song. Like, as a song, it would probably be too dang good, as it does answer 3 characters. But, I mean, it does answer 3 characters. And it's one-sided. Wait, the opponent chooses, so it gets around ward. But it also means if they go wide, they just choose their bad stuff. I don't know. I don't think I like it. If I chose, maybe. But I mean, just sing Under the Sea and then play this, right? Yeah, this is an emerald card. I don't think it's good enough. But it seems really hard to balance as well. Like at 6, this is probably absurd. Like, this is probably not bad. It's just weak to going really wide. But the funny thing is if you play this and Under the Sea in the same deck, I think that's not bad. Like singing this or singing Under the Sea and then playing this to get the stragglers, or just the fact that you have Under the Sea means your opponent might not play heavily into it, so you could do a couple challenges and then play this. Like, I think this is probably fine as a 1 of or a 2 of. Yeah, there's the possibility that this is like really good in blue-green. I bought my foil Iagos a long time ago, so, you know. It's like sail into Cindy, or sail Cindy next turn, like sail Iago or something, I don't know, or just Iago and removal. Just with ramp, it's probably fine. Like, imagine if we had like the items from set 1 and 2 and 3 that like reduced action costs in green. Like, this card would have been really good in Action Jackson, possibly. Like, that deck just needed more like answers to wide boards. Or just, I mean, it played so much 1/4 and removal that this type of card would be like a fantastic like catch-up card. There was just too many times that I had to like challenge with Pete's and stuff that this would just like answer that. That said, playing this and then B prepping is kind of rough, but whatever. It's like a 3.5 out of 5, maybe a 3 out of 5. Like it's has the capability of just like being a blowout, right? And any card that can do that, I think, deserves respect. There's a lot of cards that see no play, but All right, but we're gonna hit that raid up. I think we're gonna raid the Final Fantasy again, since we don't have any paper players to raid or any other chit chats right now. But we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to get something set up, get some Infinity Brews or something like that, or maybe some ICL in the morning. We'll do something. All right, I'll chat with you later.